Hello guys! In today's video, I was thinking that we were gonna make a little bit of a recap from when I went from 0 gold and level 1 all the way up to level 80 and over 2 million gold in just a month. So I did this in my YouTube challenge, going from 0 gold all the way up to be able to buy 6 WoW tokens so I could buy the new Brutosaur auction house mount. It was really a journey, and I was struggling way more than I thought I was going to do, because before I started the challenge, it was way easier to make gold in my opinion, and as well in the early days of the challenge, it actually was easier as well, but then the market crashes started to happening really bad and the journey took way longer time than I was expecting. So I thought we could talk a little bit about what I think I could have done better in the challenge, what I was expecting, what went worse than I thought, and also what I did good, and also what I would have changed if I would have done it once again. So we started this high mountain Tauren at level 10, because that is the level you start when you make it. We had nothing. It was basically a brand new character with 0 gold. So the first thing we actually did was, of course, to start our leveling journey. This is during the event of the 20th anniversary, so we were leveling really quick. It was actually going way quicker than I thought, and we managed to actually reach level 70 in about 2 days. It was really quick, and we didn't play a lot. We played actually really little, but during the leveling, I also decided to pick up fishing and go for some fishing in the Dark Moon Fair, because I have pretty much never tried the whole Dark Moon Fair fishing, so I thought this was a great time because maybe we can get some starting gold for when we reach level 70 and we can actually pick up our professions. So it turned out to be pretty good. I did not invest a lot of time into it, and we actually made some great starter gold. I think we made around 30k from that in not too long. We did it between queues, and also I spent a little bit extra time on it, but it was really good for a brand new character that had 0 gold. So we actually managed to get to level 70 with around 30k gold, I think. So we were set up, we had large bags, and we were pretty much ready to start our gathering journey at level 70, because at level 70 we started with mining and herbalism and also fishing. As you guys might know, it requires quite a lot of artisan security when you want to start up new professions, because you need all the gear and all the points, etc. So I was thinking I want to go with mining and herbalism first, so I can do all of the catch-up knowledge there to get all of my artisan security, because this is a challenge, so I didn't want to like drag out the time too much. So I was thinking like I can push hard and do it. But since it was so nerfed with the artisan security catch-up from mining and herbing, it actually took way longer time than I thought. I think we spent, I'm not sure how many hours we spent on gathering, probably around 12 hours, if not more in total. And we did not even get all of the catch-up knowledge, but we got most of it. And we actually got some gold while doing this. But since we were just brand new miner and herbers, our gold per hour was way less than a maximized gatherer, of course. So we did not make a lot of gold, but we made enough to get started with our other professions, and we actually had quite some artisan security, so we could go into our enchanting and do the enchanting shuffling. So we went with enchanting because enchanting, you have to do the enchanting shuffle to be able to get a lot of artisan security. And at the time when I started the challenge, I was thinking that enchanting was a really good profession. It felt like we had some great margins on the rank 2 enchants, and it was pretty stable. I have crafted quite some enchants before the challenge, so I know it was good. So I decided to actually stay with enchanting when I was done with the shuffle as well, because in enchanting you get so much knowledge points as well, so it was quite a good start for the challenge. We did not have to invest like too much into it, enchanting, and we got a lot of stuff for free while we were doing the shuffle. So we ended up with a lot of knowledge points, which is always great. So I decided to go the basic route with supplementary shattering, some disenchanter spec, and also then I filled out quite some everlasting enchantments, and of course I got those for the shuffle. But yeah, so this was a pretty good setup. We managed to get quite some recipes that we could craft with quality 1 reagents to get at quality 2 and even quality 3. So it was decent, or actually it was really good in the beginning, and it just kinda went more and more down. But that is a regular trend that we see in all professions, so probably not specific to enchanting, but still. So we used enchanting to make a lot of gold during this challenge, and I actually am kind of happy to pick enchanting, but there are some improvements that we could have done that I will talk about later. The other profession that we actually went with is tailoring. Tailoring before the challenge was really good for me. I have made so much gold with tailoring in this expansion. I actually made around 9 million gold in pretty much, it was 2 or 3 days in early days of the expansion when the bolt prices was crazy compared to the cloth prices. So I actually simply just crafted weaver cloth bolts from unraveling, and I sold it, and I made around 8 or 9 million gold in 2 or 3 days, which was insane. It was crazy good, so I'm really happy about that. But I was thinking we need to go back to tailoring and check if it's still good. And I also knew that in the beginning of the challenge it actually was doing really good. So we started with tailoring. It was actually quite a few days of setup because we needed full equipment. For tailoring you need 2 tools. You need both the resourcefulness tool and a multicraft tool, so that is 600 acuity by itself, and of course the blue tools, so we could be able to craft the rank 3 bolts as well. So this had quite a few days of setup for us since we were a brand new character with limited acuity, since we already set up enchanting as well. So it took a couple of days, but it was way worth the wait because we made a lot of gold in the beginning of the challenge with tailoring, and continuing throughout the challenge, tailoring has been like our main profession to make most of our gold. So we went into tailoring, and the basic setup is you need 30 in quality fabric, 30 in weaving and unraveling, and you need less is more and extra threads. Pretty much that is what you need to be able to do the full process of tailoring, from unraveling to make bolts, etc. So that is just basic stuff that you need. Then we decided to go here to get the duskweave bag, which appeared to be really good because we have sold so many bags, so many duskweave bags. It actually has great margins and it is really good. So I recommend you guys, if you have tailoring, sell the duskweave bags. Then we went in here, but this is nothing special, so this is just some extra points that I spend pretty much for being able to craft green profession equipment, but we turned out to never really use this in the challenge. So that's the basic tailoring setup, and with tailoring it was also a really great start. We made a lot of gold in the start by doing the full process of unraveling to craft bolts, to craft exquisite weaver cloth bolts. We also had enchanting, so we could actually shatter and make some cheaper dusts. A huge mistake that I did during this challenge was I never invested in the enchanting bag. I was thinking that I was going to complete this challenge fairly quickly, and since we had a very limited amount of artisan security, which this costs artisan security to make this bag, I never did it. And then I totally forgot about it because we also made it the tailoring bag, of course, so we could get some extra yield from our unraveling, but we forgot to pretty much make the enchanting bag because I was thinking that we were going to finish the challenge fairly quick because it was going so good in the start, and the previous weeks before the challenge I have made a lot of gold, so I was thinking it was gonna go as fast as it did, but it turned out to go way slower and the margins crashed and we made way less gold than I thought in the time we spent. And I forgot to make the bag, which was a mistake because we could have actually used it pretty good to get some extra margins. However, it wasn't super duper important, but it would have helped us a little bit on our journey. So that's definitely a mistake that we should have corrected and made the bag. Of course, we went with the resourcefulness purple tool, enchanted with the resourcefulness as well to get the maximum out for our shattering, because that was what we mostly did. And we also did a lot of crafting enchants, not using concentration like regular crafts. So that's when resourcefulness shines as well. So that's obviously the best thing to go for. But overall, I am very happy with how enchanting went because we were able to make a lot of enchants, especially in the beginning. We made a lot of enchants and we sold through them pretty quick. And sometimes it was really good and really profitable. And it is it's still profitable, but the margins are definitely slimmer, but as it is with every profession. So it's not really just enchanting. So overall, I'm really happy. We invested in a lot of recipes from the auction house as well for it, but they were really cheap, so that's really good to do. I highly recommend that. If you haven't, just buy the cheap recipes from the auction house so you get some more alternatives to craft. If they are profitable, it's always worth it. I highly recommend that. As well, the glimmerings, the margins is high percentage wise now, but in the beginning of the challenge, I think they were giving us like 30 gold a profit a pop, and they sell like butter, so you can sell through this really fast. So they were actually making us quite some gold as well, even though they are very cheap. But overall, I'm happy with Enchanting, but we should have went with a bag, of course. That's our pretty much only mistake in Enchanting. And in Tailoring, we have crafted so many exquisite Weavercloth bolts. I didn't think it was possible to craft this amount. Like, I have spent so much time on this character just standing here crafting and then selling it off during this challenge. I'm not sure how many bolts we averaged a day to sell, but it has been like probably around 10,000 bolts each day at least. Like, it can even be more. Like, since I did get this running fully, I have crafted so much with Tailoring. It has been our absolute gold maker in this challenge and in this period. Like, it has significantly went down in margins since we started the challenge, sadly, because it was really good in the beginning, and before the challenge it was really good. But of course, like every professions, as I said like 1,000 times probably, everything goes down. So we kind of had to brute force our way up to 2.2 million, I felt like, because I was spending so much time crafting the bolts that actually now I'm staying away from Tailoring a little bit because I'm kind of tired of just doing the bolts. And since it's so much mass crafting, it's so time consuming as well. So it was hours and hours every day just standing near AFK. So it kind of feels good that I don't like must do that anymore for the challenge. I actually can do some other stuff like play the game, like make gold with other professions as well. But I was really happy with Tailoring because it made us so much gold, and it is really a mass crafting professions. That's why the margins isn't that good, because you can pretty much completely AFK almost now with all the good add-ons that you can use. But yeah, it was definitely our best profession. We made a lot of gold. Like, we made so much gold with Tailoring during these weeks. And of course, we made the bags as well. We have sold so many Duskweed bags. Like, it has been insane. Now the margins is crazy here, I can see, but we didn't have that. We had like 200 gold, 300 gold every bag ish from our Duskweed bags, I would say. We also made the Weavercloth bag, of course, and the reagent bag. Those have some great margins right now, I can see, but we made those 3 bags mainly because they were really good during this challenge. We sold so many bags. It was really good. I'm on a high pop server, maybe that's why, but we sell the bags really good. We decided lately in the challenge to go into the profession gear. However, they were not selling for a profit, sadly, and we weren't able to move a lot. I think we sold maybe 1 of each, so that wasn't really needed, but we had the spare points anyway, so we might as well. So that's Tailoring. And I'm really happy with how Tailoring went. It was our best professions, of course, and paired with Enchanting, it was great as well. In the beginning, I did some disenchanting to get like the cheaper dust and stuff, but I hate disenchanting, so I stopped because it's too annoying for me. You have to be active, and yeah, it's annoying, but it can be really good. Because it is annoying, it can be really good. So I would highly recommend. If you don't hate disenchanting, it can increase your profits significantly, of course. Another mistake I did was I thought I was going to go for a lot more gathering, and I was hoping to do a lot of fishing. So I went with a high mountain torrent just because I didn't know I was going to go Enchanting, because I went into this challenge with pretty much 0 plans. I was gonna take it as it comes. So we could have went a Blood Elf for some extra Enchanting stuff, so we could have gotten some better margins. That was a little bit of a mistake, but it's fine. Like, not everyone has a enchanter that is a Blood Elf, and it's not mandatory, but it definitely helps a little bit. But one of the things then, as I said, was we were going to go with fishing. This is probably like the biggest mistake, or maybe not mistake, but it wasn't as good as I thought. I was thinking that fishing actually was going to be decent. I'm rarely fishing in World of Warcraft because I think it's quite boring, to be honest. So I thought it was time to try it out and see how we could do with it, and if it's any good in the War Within, and if we could make any gold. So I tried it out. We managed to reach the max skill. We spent some time fishing. We did it at the same time as mining and herbing as well, but it turned out to be really bad, at least when I did it. Maybe I didn't understand it fully, but it was definitely not as good as I thought. It was way worse. The pretty much only thing you were hunting were the red pools, like the blood pools, where you can get the shark, the slum shark, which is quite expensive on the auction auction house. Starting the challenge, it was over 700 gold, I think. And now the slum shark is looking at a price of 481 gold. So it's definitely way worse now as well. At the beginning, it was over 700 gold. So yes. So fishing, I managed to pull no numbers with fishing really. Maybe 5 to 10k per hour, which is really bad. Probably it's on me. I don't know how to fish, but that is how it turned out for us. Also, cooking was not an option in this challenge because I was thinking I were not going to pick the same professions that I did in my last challenge because I thought I was going to be like quite boring to go with the same again for the people watching both. But if I had cooking, this could significantly have went better, of course, because then we would have had one more option to craft with, and crafting with cooking can be really good. And if we had combined that with fishing, maybe, probably not, but I probably would have just bought everything from the auction house, but still, it would have been great to have one more alternative so we could diversify, because some days during the challenge, like the margins on Enchanting and Tailoring was so bad that I didn't really bother to craft. So if we had another alternative, maybe we could have finished it faster. But there's no need to rush. But if you guys don't have the Brutosaur yet and you're still fighting for it, there is not too many days left. I think as of today, it's pretty much 3 weeks left or something, maybe 4. So I hope you guys will reach your goal. I think you can find some interesting information and help on my channel if you want to try to make enough gold for the Brutosaur. Even maybe watching the full challenge might help you. Otherwise, you can always find me in the Discord if you need any help. And if you guys liked the challenge, please let me know. And also let me know what you think we should do next challenge-wise. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Subscribe and like. Goodbye.